Imagine waking up tomorrow and watching your team's most hated division rival hand over their absolute deadliest weapon to your front office. It sounds like absolute madness, right? A fever dream born from late-night video games and pure desperation. But what if I told you that the Whisper network inside the National Football League is starting to spin a yarn so explosive, so utterly chaotic, that it could completely flip the NFC East upside down forever? If you think Howie Roseman is sitting quietly in his Philadelphia fortress while elite talent sits just down the highway, you seriously haven't been paying attention. But before we break down this insane hypothetical nightmare, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. Buckle up because we need to talk about Terry McLaurin. Right now, let us clear the air completely. There is no official press conference, no leaked trade document, and no pen-to-paper deal putting the Washington Commanders' star wide receiver in midnight green. The truth is much more grounded in reality. Number 17 remains the undisputed heartbeat of Washington. He is out there grinding through training camp, sweating next to the rookies, and bleeding for an organization trying to find its footing. But the absolute beauty of the National Football League is that imagination has zero salary cap. And when you look at what a player of McLaurin's caliber actually represents, the mind refuses to stay closed. Think about his career path for just a second. It is a masterclass in pure, unadulterated resilience. Through revolving doors at quarterback, an absolute parade of different offensive coordinators, and chaotic coaching changes that would completely break a lesser player, McLaurin has just kept on producing. Year after year, season after season, he lines up against the best cornerbacks in the sport and somehow finds a way to win. That is why genuine football minds across the entire country whisper that he is easily the most criminally underrated playmaker in the game. He does not need a flashy system or a hand-picked quarterback to look elite. He simply does the job, play after brutal play. Now, pause for a moment and paint this picture in your mind. Picture Jalen Hurts standing tall in the pocket behind a fortress of an offensive line. To his left, A.J. Brown is forcing defensive coordinators to completely panic, drawing double teams and safety help on every single snap. On the opposite side of the field, Devonta Smith is slicing up single-man coverage with surgical precision. And then, just for absolute chaos, add Terry McLaurin into the mix. A route-running technician who can beat any coverage scheme ever drawn up on a chalkboard. Try being a defensive coordinator trying to solve that riddle. It is not just a challenge. It is a total disaster for opposing secondaries. You cannot double-team everyone. You cannot play safe. Just as the offense desperately needed his veteran stability, his voice, and his hands, he was forced to watch from the sidelines while his rhythm was completely shattered. To make matters worse, the team limped to a deeply disappointing 5-win campaign. The high hopes and preseason optimism evaporated into thin air, leaving fans frustrated and looking for answers. But if you walk into the building today, the entire energy has shifted on its axis. The heavy cloud from last year has vanished. When camp opened this offseason, McLaurin didn't just return. He exploded back onto the field, fully healthy, buzzing with raw electricity, and stepping right back into his role as the ultimate locker room general. Head coach Dan Quinn has not been able to stop talking about it. According to the coaching staff, the veteran's energy has infected the entire facility since day one. He is running routes with terrifying intensity, screaming for his teammates when they make a huge play, and celebrating rookie milestones like they are his own personal Super Bowl victories. That is what makes a true franchise player. It is not just about the numbers printed on a stats sheet at the end of Sunday. It is about what happens behind closed doors when the cameras are turned off. Take what happened during a grueling practice session just a few days ago. An undrafted rookie wide receiver named Jaden Bradley arrived in camp with a massive chip on his shoulder after turning heads at UNLV. His size, raw speed, and athletic gifts immediately caught the eye of the coaching staff. But stepping into the professional ranks is a terrifying experience for any kid coming out of college. That is when the veteran leader stepped in. Instead of protecting his own turf or treating the rookie as a threat to his snaps, McLaurin took Bradley completely under his wing. All camp long, they have been joined at the hip. You can watch them between drills, with McLaurin drawing lines in the turf, showing the rookie how to snap off his routes against press coverage, explaining subtle hip movements, and passing down the priceless wisdom he has collected over a grueling professional career. When local reporters shoved microphones in his face to ask about the young prospect, the veteran didn't offer the usual canned media answers. He lit up, talking about the rookie's raw potential with genuine excitement. And that brings us to the ultimate question that keeps football analysts awake at night. When you have a player who handles success with ultimate professionalism, who mentors the next generation while still destroying cornerbacks on the field, what is his true value to an organization? The Commanders know they have a rare diamond. But as the NFL landscape shifts beneath our feet, every single team is just one phone call away from a massive roster earthquake. Will the front office in Washington build a true contender around their star wideout? Or will the whispers turn into a roaring reality that changes the balance of power in the NFC East forever? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. When the season kicks off, every single eye will be locked right here, waiting to see